Welcome back to some new r/petty revenge stories. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called Christmas Bonus. This happened to Kate about 15 to 20 years ago. Kate is a very nice woman, works hard, doesn't push things. She worked at a nursing home for a while. She was general help, cleaned, helped people, whatever. Pretty low on the totem pole, as were most people. It's a pretty thankless job. Her boss was rarely around. The workers, such as herself, handled all the worst stuff, including things well above their pay grade. Christmas comes around, and her boss gets a nice bonus. The boss then turns around and gives all the workers at the nursing home a bonus for their hard work. The bonus turns out to be a gift. A watch. A crappy watch. The kind that costs no more than $1 or $2, if that. These are just ultra cheap and tacky. Now, Kate is not a confrontational person. She works hard, keeps her head down, doesn't like conflict. But this set her off. So she helped organize all the other workers. And every single one of them put their gifts into a box, which was then wrapped up and given to the boss as a Christmas gift from the nursing home staff. Someone set a big box on the boss's desk, packed with all the junk he had given them. The best part was that every person at the facility tossed in their crap watch. It was a big collective middle finger, and the boss couldn't be mad or retaliate at any one person. Kate was kind of freaked out by what she had helped organize, as she is so non-confrontational. But she, and me and wife, were proud of her. She didn't last too much longer at that place. Sadly, the bosses are all about cutting costs, so they paid crappy wages and pushed limits to cut costs. Kate couldn't stand seeing how they treated the people, both workers and residents. The next story is called Shut Them Down. A few years ago, I got hired as a general manager for a small corporate chain, specializing in ice cream. They weren't doing well, as 2020 had just ended, and they needed someone to boost their sales. I was hired on with the promise that once I doubled the sales of the store, I'd get a substantial pay raise. I hit that goal 5 months into the job. During my 6-month evaluation, I was given a small raise, not even half of what I'd been promised. I was told that the store was still catching up, so they couldn't afford the raise they'd previously quoted to me. If the store continued on its upward track, I'd get my raise at my 1-year evaluation. No. I started looking for other jobs, and stopped going above and beyond in my duties. The assistant manager I'd hired noticed and took up the mantle, secretly going to my boss to get my job. After a month, it worked. They were going to demote me and promote her to GM before I quit. A few months later, a friend sent me a screenshot of a post on Facebook, where a girl was warning people not to work at that shop, because they won't pay you. I reached out to her, found out she hadn't been paid for a week's worth of work, and the GM, my old assistant, wouldn't do anything about it. The corporate number wasn't publicly listed, but I still had it saved in some emails, so I gave it to her, and told her she ought to let corporate know about what's going on in that store. The store was shut down by the end of the next week. It was closed for a month before having a grand reopening, with new owners and management. I got revenge in a 2 birds 1 stone kind of way. The last story is called Washing Revenge. My son had to go on a business trip, and I apartment set for him. There was a single washing machine and a dryer in the basement, and I put a load in the washer one morning. It said it would take an hour, and I went back down to put the wash in the dryer about an hour later. When I walked into the laundry room, a woman was putting clothes in the washing machine, and my wet clothes were in a heap on the floor. I asked her why, and was told that the wash was done. She had an appointment that afternoon, and couldn't waste time. When I pointed out that she could have simply put the wet clothes on top of the empty dryer, or on the folding table, she said that I needed to take it out when the machine was done. End of discussion. I was putting the wet clothes in the dryer when she left the room, after starting the washing machine. The washing machine said there were 55 minutes left to run. I pondered this for a minute or so and realized that she didn't know who I was. So I didn't start the dryer. I returned about 50 minutes later with a book to read and waited until there were about 2 minutes left on the washing machine timer before starting the dryer. The woman came in, saw how much time was left on the dryer and started whining about a nail appointment that she was going to have to reschedule. I showed no sympathy. She took out her clothes, put them in a clothes basket and left. She probably thought I was going to mess with them. I paused the dryer, read my book for about half an hour and restarted the dryer. A few minutes later, she came in with her clothes. So there was still over half an hour on the dryer timer and stood there, not saying a word. I never looked up from my book. She stayed there until the dryer was finished and had to watch me fold my clothes on the table, taking them out one by one until the dryer was empty and she could load it. When my son returned, I told him the story. He laughed and said he knew exactly who she was. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.